And welcome back to another episode of the Office Dynasty League podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Mac White. Mac, say hi to the people.
Hello.
To who?
The people.
The people say hello back. I've been told. My sources say.
Yeah, I doubt they audibly say hello.
It's not audible. I never said audible.
Oh, okay.
But my sources do say that people say hello.
Okay. All right, yeah. Sorry, excuse me if I'm a little bit, I don't know, detached or distant. I'm still in recovery after last week. It was a tough week.
It's hard to lose to Adrian.
Yeah. Good team, Adrian. Honestly, Adrian's team's like
kind of a wagon right now.
Kind of going. Like it's coming together a little bit. It's kind of like how we were talking about Dallas's team like a month ago.
Yeah.
Like it's
like,
a good job, Adrian. Just
sneaky good.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. But for those who don't know, my name's John Yaney. I am the other host of the ODL podcast. And today we have a bit of an interesting conversation, or at least I think so. We're going to talk about rookies. We've held off on talking about rookies so far, just in the sense of it's so unfair to talk about these guys in limited sample size. But now that we're about halfway through the season, we've seen a little bit more of like, have these guys blipped? Have these guys boomed? Have these guys consistently boomed? You know, who was a high draft pick that just can't see the field, or however, so many things. So we're going to talk about some of this general rookie stuff, and then we're going to do a rookie redraft 7 weeks into the season and get as far as we can with guys that we feel like are relevant rookies so far. So, Mac, I'm going to toss you a question here. It feels like we've got 3 out of the 4 positions have just a stellar rookie this year. Like, at least one genuinely stellar rookie. And we'll see for guys like Ted McMillan, Ashton Genty down the road. But right now, I would say the best rookie at each of their positions has been Emeka Egbuka, Tyler Warren, and Quinshon Judkins, with Jackson Dart probably being the best quarterback in this class, but maybe not to the same degree. Those other 3 guys are just immediately fantasy relevant, immediate starters every week kind of guys. What would you say is the value of having one of those guys on your team? And what do you think you could get for them if you were like, hey, I want to make a win now move, so I'm going to sell a super young guy for a really solid veteran? Like, what do you think that price tag should look like?
Well, it's hard because I think if you're selling a piece like that, if you're selling like an Egbuka or a Judkins or a Tet or even a Genty off to a slow start, it's difficult because I don't think really anyone wants to give that up for veterans. Like,
no, generally.
So like I think if you're going to trade a guy like that, you would just demand a combination of older stars. But also, I think you'd need picks back as well. Like, is there an example of a trade we can think of where someone traded like a superstar standout young piece in their first or second year for just established veterans who are going to help them win now?
Well, it's kind of the point of talking about it. It's because I went back through the trade log. Really, no one has traded, once we knew that this is like an ascending star player, no one has really traded any of them in their rookie season. It's just been like, why would I possibly trade this guy?
Yeah, I don't even think people even try asking.
Yeah.
I kind of feel, okay, so it's super weird. Like, I've seen this phenomenon in every Dynasty draft I've had, where whenever we're drafting, it's slow draft, in March, taking our picks, it feels like when somebody has a pick that is not turned into a player yet, it's like you're trying aggressively to go get that pick. Mm-hmm. Or, there's a lot of pick trading. Mm-hmm. But it feels like as soon as somebody uses that pick on a player, it's like, oh, well, I can't get that anymore. Like,
sure.
Like that pick is now a player, and that owner chose that player for that pick.
That's true.
Therefore, like, it feels like almost it's just not possible to go and get that guy. So it feels like once you become a rookie on someone's team, it's like I feel like everyone just kind of agrees it's hands off.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like I tried to get some picks, like some players after they were drafted, and the way I kind of approached that conversation was, Colston Loveland went 16th overall. right? So therefore, Colston Loveland should have the same value as a mid-second.
Before the season, yeah.
Yeah, which that's my thought process. But I think the person who drafted Colston Loveland and myself both think Colston Loveland at the time should have gone sooner.
Sure.
So then it's like, even though he went 16th, that's not the conversation that I think
Sure.
Caleb took Colston Loveland. He's not going to trade him for a mid-second. He's like, I got him as a steal. He should have gone in the early second. But I'm not willing to give up an early second for him because I'm thinking, well, he went
16th.
He went 16th,
yeah.
right? Like, but it's just weird. Like, I feel like as soon as a rookie's on the team, it's like, it's hands off until second year.
Sure. I in no way disagree with that. It's actually interesting to think about because you're actually one of the people who has traded for a superstar rookie, but it was before week 1.
That's
last
the one
year.
example. I can't think of another example.
The only other one that I can think of off the top of my head is I traded Justin Jefferson before week 1 of our inaugural draft.
Yeah,
but
that doesn't count. we didn't know what we were doing.
We didn't know what we were doing, but also like Justin Jefferson was I think the 22nd pick in the draft, where it's like the comp that he would have to this most recent draft would have been like Buka, or Matthew Golden.
Yeah.
And so it's like the idea of trading them is like, okay, whatever, Malik Neighbors was like, hey, it's him and Marvin Harrison as talents. So like you knew, it was kind of like, it'd be much more akin to trading Jamar Chase before week 1.
So, I mean, and sorry, go ahead.
Well, the question remains of like, if someone, like let's say hypothetically, I can't think of a specific situation anyone's been in, but okay, I'll throw it to you. My year where I had like the best record in the league, but I tied with you and Matt, so I didn't get the bye. And I had just a terrible team, but I had rookie Jamar Chase. And he's having like the wide receiver 3 season. What do I need to get back without any hindsight, but like knowing he's a top 10 receiver as a rookie? What do I need to get back for Jamar Chase in order to make that even worth considering in a trade?
I think it's off the table for me.
It's what it was for me too.
My whole mindset is I want to put myself in a position to win where I can win if things go reasonably fortunate for me.
Sure.
And I think if I'm in the playoffs and I have Jamar Chase and I've got and I can't remember how good your team was, but if I have like a somewhat reasonably decent team that if things break right for 2 weeks, I'm there. I'm not going to sacrifice Jamar Chase for the opportunity to slightly or even significantly increase my odds of winning this year.
Okay.
I think if you had Jamar Chase and you're going to need even luck to even get into the playoffs. That might be the situation where trading Jamar Chase puts me in a position where I'm probably going to miss the playoffs into a position where I'm now a contender, and I think I will be a contender for the foreseeable future. That might be when I would do it. But is somebody willing to give up? That would be like 2 or 3 like elite starters who are, maybe in the prime of their careers as opposed to at the beginning of their careers.
Sure. I hear what you're saying. And I guess the angle that I'm coming at this from is if you look at Dallas's roster, like he's got 2 out of those 3 guys I just mentioned. Adrian, completely non-competitive, but, starting to butt up. He's got Quinshon Judkins. And part of the reason these guys are successful is because of these guys. But at what point could you, say, hey, I'm going to flip both Igbuka and Warren to different situations, get a haul of win-now players back, and all of a sudden I'm a playoff team?
Yeah, it's just, do you have a buyer? I don't know.
That's really true.
I mean, think about who would have the capital to do that.
Interesting you bring that up. I've got a guy.
Yeah.
Matt Jordan has consistently talked about needing that piece. Consistently talking about needing that one more piece.
Yeah.
He's got all his picks. He's got all this depth.
Yeah.
Should Matt be throwing a huge trade at Dallas to try and go get Igbuka?
Okay, but he's one piece away, right? That's what he says?
Allegedly.
But we're already talking about having to trade 2 to 3 older pieces to get the one piece.
Sure.
So then we're back at the draft capital conversation.
Sure. Okay, so you're saying there's almost never a situation where veteran players is going to make sense.
It's just rare. It's just rare. I think if you're trading Igbuka, you're probably selling.
Sure.
Or you're buying. I don't know. I think it's weird. So we were talking about this earlier. it's really hard to quantify the value of a rookie versus, the value of a promising rookie versus the value of like a 27-year-old, 28-year-old wide receiver we know they're awesome.
Sure.
So what's interesting is I oftentimes, to help me quantify with that, I use the Dynasty, Fantasy Pro rankings.
Okay.
And they, in Dynasty, they're going to favor rookies, obviously.
Sure.
And they, they're not exactly a 1-to-1 for our league, but I can put in their PPR and it's pretty close. But I thought it was interesting. Like, do you have any guesses who the highest rated rookie is according to their list?
I would probably guess Ibuka.
It's not. It's still Genty.
Okay.
Ibuka is 3, actually.
McMillan ahead of him?
Hampton.
Interesting.
He's hurt, but Hampton's
He's shown some things, yeah.
Yeah. But what's interesting is according to this, if you were going to do a 1-for-1 trade with Genty, you would get back Neighbors or JSN.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, right? If you're trying to get Genty from Ethan, you're probably not going to trade Neighbors.
No.
But that's what the rankings say. That's the consensus 30. So we can go back to Ibuka. To get Ibuka, it would be Bowers or Rashee Rice or Achane. That might be a little more tempting, but
more in the realm of reasonability.
Still,
sure.
but even a guy let's go down Judkins. To get Judkins, the guys around him in his rankings are James Cook, MHJ, Zay Flowers. It's interesting, he's really high. That seems high for me, but so anyway, that's kind of where they're being ranked.
Interesting. Okay.
That makes the price tag feel a lot higher than maybe you would want to pay if you're going to pay older veterans.
So basically, you'd have to be in a situation where you have one team that falls backwards into one of these all-star rookies, and then you'd have to make a trade with a team that has maybe one, kind of like an Adrian with a Bijan situation where it's you've got one awesome player and the rest of your roster is really lackluster. So you're just making a trade for a young good receiver or tight end or whatever for a younger good player. That's weird.
I mean, even for Dallas, if Dallas were to trade Ibuka to get it's just I think if you have someone like Ibuka, you'd rather just be patient and be bad this year and then continue to gear up for future years than just hit I don't know. It's just, I think the top is so high on the top. If you're somebody who just wants to immediately be a contender, you can't just trade your young stud to get there because it's not. In most cases, it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, I think I would largely agree with that, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying in the sense of there's so much you'd have to give up for the thought is receivers are 12 years, right? 12, 13 years of awesome production.
If that's a long time, but
it's a long time, but about that.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
it can be.
It seems with wide receivers, a lot of times 30 is kind of a turning point. More
okay.
So. I don't know. It seems I don't know. I feel wide receivers' careers are getting shorter.
Maybe.
Evans, think about Evans. Evans is his longevity is unprecedented, and he's in year 12.
Okay. So 10-ish. Is 10 fair?
10-ish is fair.
10-ish is fair. So the idea would be, hey, I'm going to trade even my big 3 receivers. They're in years 5, 5, and 4, 6, 6, and 5, something like that. Mm-hmm. And trading one of them for one of these guys, it's hey, I'm getting a significant downgrade in points per game probably, but I'm getting 5 to 6 years back on that 10-year time frame.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, too. Yes, you are. But the downside is, you could trade for somebody who just, Ibuka, through 6 games, through 7 games, looks like
a juggernaut.
A juggernaut, a sure thing. But we've seen plenty of situations where a guy comes into his first half season, and just looks incredible, and then it's a flash in the pan. I think Allen Robinson, right? I think his rookie year,
that might have been his best year.
He had 1,400 yards, and I can't remember if that was his rookie year or not. I think it was his rookie year, and it was oh man, this guy's just the next whatever, and it wasn't really to be. Think about Pierre Garçon. His second year in the league, he had 1,100 yards and 100 catches and never. So it's just, I think that's the thing is that's why it might be difficult to stomach trading for sure known talent. Like a Josh Jacobs, he's older, and if I could get him for a Puka, obviously I'd do it. But it is hard because I know Josh Jacobs is who he is. He's not going to let me down, and some of these guys could just not be who we thought they were.
That's true. Okay, so let's pivot away for a second from the actual veterans, from a draft pick perspective. Let's say, and maybe not even in this year's rookie context, but you're coming in and you're saying, hey, 7 game, half a season, 7-9 games into a Marvin Harrison Jr., a Malik Neighbors, a Enik Buka, a Tyler Warren, a Brock Bowers, some of these legit studs, and go back as far as you need to come up with a lot of names. How much do you have to give up draft capital wise to get one of these guys off one of these teams? Let's use the Matt example. Let's say Matt comes in and says, I am one piece away. I think I can win it all this year. I just need Jamar Chase. How much does he have to offer me?
Well, so we're talking about people in their first or second year.
Okay. He comes to me and says Rome Odunze.
Okay.
How much does he need to offer me?
See, I feel like maybe this is just spitballing, but I think if it's somebody who was taken high and they're not a bust, they're playing well, it's I feel like maybe, I don't know, it's so hard. What would you sell Odunze for? What would you need? 2 firsts?
Well, see, the danger here is me announcing for one of my own players who's definitely on my roster, being yeah, I would take him for this amount, and then you're going to get someone to get real desperate in week 10 and be like, you said you would accept this on the pod.
I don't know.
I would probably say I needed, for Odunze specifically, I'd probably need 3 firsts and 2 seconds.
No one's talking to you.
That's fine.
It's not even close. That's a lot, John. You wouldn't do 2 firsts for Odunze? What if they're high firsts? What if they're lottery firsts?
If you toss me to, if you came to me and you were like, here is Adrian and Dallas's first next year, I'd be like, yeah.
Okay, so it just depends. But maybe 3 late firsts and 3
But in
seconds.
In the context of someone who is genuinely trying to get that final piece to make themselves feel real good about being a playoff contender, if they're offering their own first, I'm assuming that's pick 8.
Yeah, probably is. That's fair.
I'm not trading Odunze for 2 pick 8s.
It's so weird. This is such a lame answer, John, but I just feel like I don't like thinking about these situations because I don't even ask, and I don't want people to ask me.
Okay.
I don't know. If they're going to come to me and blow me away, sure, but, I don't even, JSN would be awesome to have, but, I'm not even going to try to ask for it. It's just a waste of time.
Yeah. Well, I think our league
it's
specifically...
fun to talk about it hypothetically, but it just hurts my head. I don't know.
I think our league specifically, too, has this habit of, how dare you even come in with this offer for someone like this? And I've tried to, plenty of people have tried to trade for my top 3 guys. I've tried to never, laugh someone out of a room kind of thing. But I've had some offers where I'm like, why would I consider that?
You're different, though, John. What you expect a star player commands is just way more than I would ever.
I hear that
guy out.
but we've also had some guests come on here, specifically Matt, and say, man, the price for these top guys in this league is getting nuts. And that's not a me-specific thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, one thing we could talk about is Justin Jefferson, you trading for him. It was crazy how different people felt about that trade. I felt really strongly that you overpaid.
Okay.
No player is worth that much. No player is worth that much. Justin Jefferson could tear his ACL next year and the next year. He could be stuck on a team with a poor quarterback, which is what we're seeing.
Yeah.
I just think about what Caleb ended up getting from that trade. No player is worth that much, and I think you overpaid. Maybe you don't agree, but at the time it happened, obviously Caleb felt like it was an overpay. But I remember, and I think Tyler and Evan, maybe I can't remember what Evan, but I know Evan went out and put the trade on the Dynasty subreddit, and people were like, why would you even trade Justin Jefferson? Like, it doesn't matter what you get for him. You don't trade him. That's what kind of a lot of the people on Reddit were saying, which is kind of, I think, maybe how you felt. But yeah, I don't know. I just think there's so much uncertainty. I'd rather have like 10 different baskets with 2 really promising eggs in each one.
Sure.
Than like than a basket that's like, too heavy to carry, or like a super perfect basket. I'd rather have 10 baskets that could turn into 2 Justin Jeffersons.
Well, yes, and many people have made the argument that you're making. Caleb pretty regularly puts me in the middle of the pack on his weekly rankings purely because he's like, you have no depth, and you refuse to trade down to get depth. I do. I have a different draft philosophy than a lot of people do. I have a different roster building philosophy than a lot of people do. But it seems to me that the league has kind of acknowledged, hey, it's hard to consolidate. And because it's hard to consolidate, I'm willing to overpay to consolidate. And then that becomes the new standard. And then you have to overpay from that overpay to consolidate. And it'll reach a point where it busts. Eventually, like, you'll get someone that was in Adrian's situation that says, like, hey, I got year 3 Bijan. He's wide receiver 3 or something, right? Or he's running back 3 right now. And he's crushing it. And everyone wants this guy. Everyone should want this guy. And then no buyers. And that's going to happen eventually, where you're just going to say, like, well, look at these previous trades, 3 firsts and a rookie that's went in the first round of the NFL draft. Eventually the market will bust. But right now, I just think that you might be in the minority on this.
I might be in the minority, but I don't care because I think I'm right. I will happily be in the minority if I I don't know. I probably am the minority. I don't know. I've seen. I don't know. There's too much. I just value draft capital, I think, more than. I don't know. I like the idea of having 7 or 8 darts.
Sure.
And just, I don't know. It's hard.
Well, and let me speak.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
In a bit of defense of your position, I've made the 2 biggest trades as far as draft capital moving in our league's history. I traded 3 firsts and 5 seconds for Justin Jefferson. And I traded 4 firsts for Saquon, Cooper Kupp, and Keenan Allen. Now, the Saquon, Cooper Kupp, Keenan Allen thing, I just botched that with subsequent trades. If I just held those 3 guys, I probably would have been fine. But, like, had I not traded that, I think those picks end up becoming, if I'm remembering correctly, Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Dalton Kincaid, and, oh man, there's one more guy. It was the 6th pick in the 2023 draft. I don't know. It was one more, like, usable good fantasy player. Mm-hmm. It's like, just hold the picks. Hold the picks. Like, it wasn't worth trading to go get Saquon and all these guys. And again, I really shot myself in the foot on the subsequent trades, but there is a lot of evidence to say just holding your draft picks and using and making good picks is the way to win.
I think so. I will say, it's weird. I highly value draft picks, but yet, like, I haven't had very many firsts.
You don't use them very often.
So I don't really know what happens to them. I trade them. I don't know, but it's an interesting conversation. Yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling right now.
No, it's okay. That's kind of our perspective on, like, the top guys. So let's transition from talking about just those top guys, and let's put them in a bit of a list. I'd like to make, with the 2 of us combined mining this one, one solid redraft with the information we know now. So just for context, this is not, hey, this is how they're doing so far, so objectively we're putting them in a list. Just with the knowledge of who they were supposed to be and the hindsight of 7 weeks of performance, how would we do a redraft if we had to redraft right now for just the 2025 rookie class? So I think top of the list, and maybe it's a little surprising for the people who listened and heard me say, Tyler Warren, Emeka Ibuka, Quinshon Judkins have been clear top 3 performers. It's got to be Genty, right?
I'm surprised you didn't say Ibuka.
I think it has just the potential that he is. I think you just can't, even though he's been disappointing, I think he's still like running back 11 on the season.
Yeah, and just watching him, he's just.
It's the Raiders.
He's Ash to Genty. Like, it's not like
Yeah.
he's not. He passes the eye test. I thought we were going to have a discussion here. I thought you were going to go with Ibuka. But yeah, it is Genty, I think. Just it's that type of just 1A.
Yeah.
Like alpha just gets everything in the backfield kind of guys. Like, they're so rare. And I think the Raiders can't be worse than they are now.
Well, and I think that I think people are downplaying what a big deal not having Brock Bowers is.
I think so too. I think the offense was clearly better this season with him. Obviously he was, but like the results on the field have been like obvious.
Right.
Like the change. There's a clear drop off as soon as Bowers was hurt. Like they got a lot worse.
Well, and beyond that, like if I'm a defensive coordinator and I'm playing the Raiders that week and you don't have Brock Bowers, like I'm stacking a lot of boxes and trusting my guys to cover Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker.
Yeah, and against Geno Smith dropping back.
Exactly.
Who's just having a really tough season.
Exactly.
Oh, boy.
No, I think the potential that he was supposed to be, and again, the fact that it just feels more like the Raiders were holding him back than he wasn't what he was promised to be, it does kind of feel like Genty is the guy.
Yeah, I am curious, though. It seems like they should throw to him more. Are they throwing to him much?
I don't know off the top of my head. I would say Genty is probably...
He's got 15 catches in 7 games.
Not a ton.
Throw the ball to him more. That'll help.
Well, I'm an Ohio State fan, but I was of the opinion Chip Kelly was not a good offensive play caller when he was at Ohio State.
Oh, yeah. You don't like running the ball at the middle 80 times a game.
Crazy, right? I felt like that was more of Ohio State's overwhelming talent ended up winning them a national championship and less like one offensive mastermind did what he was supposed to do. And I think that's being proven true here. I think that like good offensive play, like we've seen it this year with Shane Steichen and Jonathan Taylor. Like he's not really a pass catcher, but if you can throw him a screen or a dump off or whatever and get him in space, he's Jonathan freaking Taylor.
Yeah, I think we need to stop with the he's not a pass catcher narrative.
Yeah.
I think he is. I just think they haven't utilized him that way. But
yeah,
that's
fair
neither
enough.
here nor there.
Fair enough. Number two. This is where I'm going to advocate for Ibuka.
We're in agreement.
Okay.
I know the rankings had Hampton higher. You could go either way. It's just I don't know. Ibuka looks so good.
Yeah, well, it's also like everything you could possibly check mark there in his favor is happening, where it's like, hey, are you going to have volume? Well, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are perpetually hurt.
Mike Evans breaking his collarbone this week just pretty much solidifies it.
Well, like, do you have a good quarterback? Yes. Is your offensive line going to give that quarterback time to throw? Yes. Do you have a run game that's going to, prevent them from doubling you? Yes. Like, he's just so darn good. So I'd go with Ibuka too.
Yep.
3 is where I'm going to flip to Hampton. And I think...
This is boring. We're in agreement.
I think it's, again, I love seeing what Judkins has done this year. I think that he's a little bit held back by the Browns' nightmare. That is, it just doesn't feel like they're ever going to figure it out.
Sure.
The Raiders feel like they could figure it out and like have a version of their offense that is better right now. The Browns is just like, that's going to be bad no matter what.
Yeah. I agree.
Sweet.
Yeah, another to add. I mean, I have another thought, but it's going to come up later.
Fair enough.
So we'll talk about it then.
But to speak specifically to Hampton, slow start, but when he got going before that injury, it was just like, yeah, that's about what he was drafted to be.
Yep.
So, number 3, I got Hampton. Number 4, I'm going to go with Tyler Warren.
Yeah, this is a difficult one. That I totally get that. I think I prefer Judkins here.
Okay. Walk me through that.
This is where I'll say my thought, which is I've said this already. Running backs on bad offenses don't worry me.
Okay.
Like, think about how bad the Cleveland offense is and has been. Judkins has been awesome. Like, they give him the ball 20 times, and their offensive line is good enough to run block and They're good enough. I mean, it's like the Browns. If they get down there, it's it's going to be his opportunities. And
Sure.
That's been the case. The quarterback's not even in the game when they get down there. It's just a direct snap to Judkins. Like, that's 2 of his touchdowns last week. It was just a direct snap to Judkins. So I would take Judkins. I totally get Warren. I totally get it. I just think Judkins is a surer thing.
I'm interested to hear why you think Warren isn't.
I think Warren's a very sure thing. I just think, like, Judkins, I don't know. We've seen tight ends look awesome in year 1 and take a step back in year 2.
Okay, that's
fair.
right.
I just think, like, Judkins getting 20 carries and having the talent and looking the part is just like undeniable money in the bank. And Cleveland's offense is, I'm not worried about it, but it's not going to get, I can't assume it'll get worse than this. Warren has looked awesome. And just spoiler alert, he's my number 5. He's next.
Well, Judkins would be my number 5.
Okay, all right. So it's just these 2 guys. But I think if I had to pick one, like they both have star potential, and Warren comes at a more, scarce position. But Judkins just feels like I don't see any reason why he can't be this for the next 5 to 6 years. Whereas like Warren looks awesome and he could be this for the next 5 to 6 years, but like, what if Daniel Jones doesn't come back next year? What if this is the peak Colts offense? I don't think the Colts offense is going to be better than this.
Yeah.
I just think there's a potential for more of a fall off.
Yeah, I don't think the Colts offense could. What they're doing is beyond unrealistic at the moment. Now, the question is whose production falls off when it comes back to earth a little bit.
It could be everyone's.
I have a hard time believing it would be specifically Warren or Jonathan Taylor, but maybe Jonathan Taylor like touchdown regression. But yeah. But like they're both going to be staples of this offense for the next 2 or 3, really until Jonathan Taylor.
Fully agree.
Here's my pitch for Tyler Warren over Judkins. Tight end is just this weird premium position where when you have one that's worth having, really worth having, it's a little bit game-breaking. Now, do I think that Tyler Warren is going to be like Gronk or Travis Kelce at their peaks from fantasy perspective, where it's just like it's cheating having this guy on your roster? I don't think he comps to that. Hopefully, from a Colts fan perspective, it's like sky's the limit, keep going, But having a guy that you can kind of reliably trot out there for like 13 to 16 points a game at tight end feels like a luxury. And I feel like that's, if we want to talk about scarcity at running back, scarcity at tight end is ridiculous.
I agree. That's more scarce position.
Sure.
Yeah.
So for me, I know I have 3 guys ahead of them and 2 of them are running backs, but those guys just kind of feel like they have this potential to just be absolutely electric that I don't think Judkins maybe has that same ceiling. And Tyler Warren's floor is just so damn high.
I agree. I mean, we're splitting hairs here. But I think if let's say that Judkins and Warren continue to both do the same thing they've done.
Sure.
For the the rest of the season and next season. Let's say they both are the same guys.
I'd probably go Judkins.
Oh, it's interesting. I'd go Warren.
Interesting.
Because I think like if Warren proves it for 2 full seasons, then it's like, oh, I've got my start and lock tight end.
Sure.
And that is, like you said, insanely valuable. Judkins, I think, Judkins, once Judkins got into the starting lineup, like he has scored more points than Warren.
Probably.
So I'm not saying
surely.
If Judkins continues to, if he has another 3 touchdown game, whatever. I mean, obviously it would be Judkins, but I guess if they both continue to back up our sentiments of them and they continue to be the same effective player they already have been, in a vacuum, conceptually, I'd rather take what Warren is as this elite great tight end, if he shows it for 2 years.
Okay. I like that. I guess my counter to that is just he's so dynamic and good. These last 4 weeks,
it's just hard because I think I've been burned by Laporta and Bowers too. Bowers, I know
Bowers
he's been hurt.
Is injury.
He's been hurt, but when he's been on the field this year, he's not been the same guy.
Well, it's because he's been hurt all season.
But week 1 and 2, he was hurt?
I think he got hurt right before the season, and he was playing through it.
Okay, well, that explains it, but even so, like, we've not seen it in year 2, and Laporta had a severe drop-off.
Yeah.
And I think McBride, like, he's been good. McBride's a bad example, but, like, McBride's rookie year, I think, was better than his second year. So.
Well, I mean, I'll throw out a legendary example. Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts' best year, yeah.
Kyle Pitts' best year was his rookie year.
Yeah,
he was one of 2 tight ends at the time that had 1,000 yards as a rookie, and he's just had nothing close to that since.
That's a great one, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Who do you got at 6?
6, I'm going Cam Scatterbo.
We're in agreement. It's interesting that the rankings have Tet 4, and we're now
above
above Judkins, Warren, and Scatterbo.
Yeah, I'm not.
So I like Tet for sure, but I think Scatterbo's a little more exciting.
Yeah, and again, you want to talk about 3 touchdown games. Feels like there's been a ton of those this season by running backs, by the way. Like JT has 3, Scatterbo and Judkins both have 1. I feel like someone else has 1 that I'm missing.
A lot of 2s. I think that might be.
Jameer Gibbs had a 2 this last week.
Jacobs has multiple 2s.
Yeah.
Didn't JT have 3 1 week?
I think he did.
I want to say JT.
I think he did. 3 rookie running backs had 3 touchdowns in the first half of the
rookie
season.
Running back, yeah.
But Scatterbo is just one of those guys where it's like clearly head and shoulders, knees and toes above Tyrone Tracy. Like he's just
it's his backfield.
It's just he's the guy immediately.
Well, I think the Giants can point to him as Dart and Scatterbo. Let's go.
Yeah.
Next 3 years.
And so I mean he's a wagon. I love watching Scatterbo play.
He feels like the running back version of Warren.
A little bit.
Football player. May not fly off the may not jump at you as far as the raw athletic ability, but when you watch him play football, it's that's a football player. And
If I had to make a list of football players I would be concerned would headbutt me in real life, Cam Scatterbo would be very high on that list.
I don't know if they've done. I know have you seen the Tonight Show superlatives that Jimmy Fallon does? Where they take headshots and give the most likely to. I'd be curious what they'd pick for Scatterbo. There would be so many. He's just a walking meme.
He's incredible. But all right, this is probably going to be a wash again. But I've got Ted at 7.
Yep, Ted. Now it's time for Ted.
Yeah, it feels like Bryce Young, Andy Dalton, somehow even quarterback talents are going to be done after this year, and the Panthers are going to have a good enough pick to replace them. And once Tet gets with a halfway decent quarterback, let's say Minnesota Vikings style Daniel Jones departs after this year and the Colts go young or something. I feel like the Panthers would be one of those prime teams to just be like, you should come here because we've got some stuff that are kind of Colts-esque. And Tet McMillan being the example of probably a receiver you want to play with.
Yeah. We should have talked about him, talking about guys that you'd be most likely to trade to another team.
Really?
We didn't talk about him. Yeah, how excited would you be if he got off the Panthers?
Oh, that
segment.
Yeah, obviously they're not going to trade a rookie that they took 8th overall, but if Tet McMillan got traded, Ethan's team might get stupid quick.
Have you looked at his team?
Did we pass each other in the night on this one again?
Ethan's falling apart, man.
Really?
Yeah. You need to go look at it.
How am I never on the same page with you when it comes to Ethan?
No, I mean, he might still make the playoffs, but it's rough.
It's getting bad quick.
It's getting bad quick. I mean, part of it's buys, so we'll see. But
sure.
No, yeah. Go look at it.
Well, but let's take Tet McMillan and throw him on. I don't know, the Bills. The Bills is the easy one.
It's depth issues, though.
Okay, but that's still an expected, 17 points a game.
I think the fear is if JSN becomes
pedestrian,
normal, or just good.
Yeah.
It's that's
enough to push him back.
Yeah, I mean maybe we're overstating it, but yeah. Well, that's not the segment. Maybe we'll talk about that another time.
Sure. Okay, Tet 7 feels like a great talent in a terrible situation. Number 8. This is where I think it gets kind of hard.
Nope.
Really? Okay, give me yours.
I know it's hard for you. Because it's Travis Hunter. It is. It's not hard, but it would be for you.
I don't think...
He's so clearly above everyone else on this list right now.
I'm trying to think of the other guys on the list.
Especially with him showing a pulse the last couple weeks. He's looked much better.
showing a pulse for Travis Hunter has meant he's getting targets.
He had like 26 points last week, John.
Fantasy points?
Yeah, he was really good.
Totally missed this.
Yeah, he went bonkers. He had a big game.
Okay.
They were down and they were just throwing, but he had like an awesome game.
Okay. I did see he got his first touchdown.
He had 8 catches on 14 targets for 100 yards and a touchdown.
Okay, well, maybe this is a worthwhile conversation. How terrified should we be for Brian Thomas then? 14 targets?
That's one game though. Like he had 17 in his prior 4 games.
Okay.
I mean,
sure.
How many targets did Trey Tucker have that 1 week?
You know, it's funny.
I think if he does this like 2 more weeks, then maybe we're like, okay, maybe it's just Travis Hunter's. Maybe it's his world. But no, to me, it's Travis Hunter.
Yeah, it would be Travis Hunter at that point then.
He's 8 for me.
Well, because a lot of the running backs that even showed a pulse at the beginning of the season are sliding.
Yeah.
So, like R.J. Harvey and
yeah.
Caleb Johnson has yet to show a pulse, but
it's feeling like Trey Sermon at this point, except they drafted him higher, I think.
They drafted. I think I looked this up. I think he was 86th is when they took Caleb Johnson.
Okay. Well, that's similar to Trey Sermon then.
Yeah, it's
Trey Sermon. Trey 2.0.
Mm-hmm. Trey Sermon, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. Oh, who were you gonna say?
Did I
convince you?
That's my yes, you did.
Okay.
But my point was, this is the point in the list where I feel like it is a real step down.
I think once you hit, well, I guess true. There's a pretty big step from Tet to Hunter. I think. Right
yes.
Now. But I think Hunter's in his own tier. It's like Tet to Hunter's big, and then Hunter the next guy is big.
I mean, if we want to talk about their own tier of like as far as like blips go, I think you have to talk about Woody Marks.
Yeah, I think that feels like a blip.
That feels like a blip to me, but
I'm curious. Where do you think Marks is ranked on the Dynasty rookie rankings as of this week?
I'm saying he'd be 10th at the highest. At the absolute, like, even more optimistic than I am, he'd be 10th. I would probably say like 13th, 14th.
He's 19th.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I don't agree with that, but they have him below Tootin, Mason Taylor, Eric Iomenor, Luther Burden, Colston Loveland. I have him behind all those guys.
Okay.
And more guys that are higher up.
That feels weird to me, just because if I'm remembering correctly, Woody Marks had one like almost 30-point game, and then he's had 2 games above 10.
I think there's a clear, so looking at, very interesting, we didn't talk about this earlier, but I think for me, like trying to judge rookies, I oftentimes use the Dynasty, I did already say that. Sorry. But it's very clear looking at this. That there's a clear, strong bias towards draft capital.
There's probably still should be.
That's why Marks is 19. Like, yeah. I think the idea is, like, if they used a 6th-round pick on him, sure, like, he might get the backfield a couple weeks, but, like, I think there's a general lack of faith that the team's going to continue to commit to him as the starter long term.
Sure.
And even, like, I mean, we'll see it with Marks being 19. Bill Krosky-Merritt, I think, would be one that I would consider after Hunter pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But, like, the rankings have him 13. And they have him behind Matthew Golden and R.J. Harvey and Harold Fannin.
Yeah, honestly,
I would take him over Harvey, Golden, and Fannin for sure.
I think we need to pause there. Why is Bill not 9?
Why is Bill not 9? I think Bill might be 9.
Bill 9, the science guy.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Boo!
I honestly do think we should have that conversation though. Like, he was really good to start this season, and it's been cooled off in the last few weeks. But that feels a little bit more game planning.
Well, the Commanders have been bad.
Exactly. They've had to throw the ball to come back, and that's not his game.
I think the fear was, okay, so he's a 6th-round pick, right? Or 7th-round pick.
He was late.
Yeah. So, like, he fumbled once, right? And he was able to overcome that.
Sure.
But, like, he missed, like, 2 quarters when a fumble. Like, if Scadaboo did have, like, Scadaboo's fumble cost the Giants the game.
And I feel like
they were like, they didn't care. They didn't care. Like, So I think like that's like the leash is just so much shorter with guys like that. So I think that's where you see that reflected.
This is also someone that you felt the freedom to cut Brian Robinson for because you were just like,
there was a lot of
Bills
hype.
Backfield.
There was a lot of hype. I think this was a one of those situations where deep cut fantasy players who just like love listening to podcasts and love like doing all their own research.
Really,
there was like this whole groupthink thing where it's just like Ja'Cory Grosky, it's gonna be like I couldn't believe how high he was going. I think people wanted to feel smart and wanted to feel like they were the in crowd, and you know obviously they were vindicated largely because
sure.
based off even if you reached for him, you probably were still thrilled with how he's been.
Absolutely. What did Bill's stats look like?
I will say this is a little. He has one. Really, he has one awesome game, one good game, and kind of a pile of garbage outside of that.
That is worse than I would have anticipated.
I agree. Like I think the hype. So he had against the Chargers, he went crazy. He had 14 carries for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had a big run.
Wow.
And then week 1, he had 10 carries for 82 yards and a touchdown. So he's broken some big runs. But like week 2, 4 carries, 17 yards. Week 3, 8 carries, 26 yards. And he fell into the end zone. 7 carries for 47 yards, 17 carries for 61 yards, and then 13 carries for 33 yards.
Okay.
So he's really not been largely efficient outside of two long runs.
I think we can pretty safely put him in the blip category then.
It's hard. I think we're to the point though where the promise he has shown puts him.
I'd put him 10th.
You put him 10th. Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Ohio State man. Where's Henderson right now? How do you balance like the hype around him and the talent with like how he's being utilized?
So I think we talked about this before of like we weren't going to get to a specific number of draft picks. We were just going to go until we felt like
we're kind of free balling now.
Well, we were going to go until we felt like we were at a place where it's like these guys just aren't worth talking about.
Yeah.
Henderson's in that group.
Oh wow.
Henderson's in a group of guys that like do you know? I think we need to acknowledge how insane this is. He's in a backfield where they kept 3 guys in the running back room. That's one less than most teams keep. And then one of them got hurt for the season. Gibson is out for the season.
Yeah, they haven't signed anyone.
And they didn't replace him that I know of.
No.
And then his usage has not changed.
Yeah, I think it was pretty damning when we talked about him on the last pod, or 2 pods ago, and we're like, they need to use him more. Free Trayvon Anderson.
Yeah.
And like, he's awesome. Like, use him. And Tyler's like, they don't really,
maybe
he's got some issues.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want him on the field. And to me, like, as a Patriots fan saying that, like, clearly there's some concerns. But the rankings don't reflect that at all, which I find interesting. Like, the rankings have him 9.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If we were going through this and I had picked 19 and Henderson were still on the board, I think
he's 15 for me, actually. I'd take him over Loveland at this point, still.
Loveland's also a shockingly disappointing
I would take
bust.
him over Burden. I'd take him over Io Manor. I'd take him over... I think he's 15 for me. I think I'd take Golden, Fannin, Hunter, JCM over him.
Well, and just to give some credibility to that, I guess, I told Mac before the season started, there is one Ohio State guy that I think is going to be awesome at the NFL level, and it's Travion Henderson. I think Junkins will be fine. I think Ibuka will be fine. I think Travion Henderson is going to be incredible, and it has been the inverse of that. So, for me to say, like, I don't even want to touch him right now.
There. You're all the way...
I'm not all the way out. Like, I still believe that he could. But, again, if we want to talk about, like, situation and opportunity, for whatever reason, whether that's his fault or maybe his offensive coordinator just doesn't want to use him or whatever it is, whatever reason he's not seeing the field, it feels like the Patriots just, like, sucked the wind out of the Travion Henderson.
Well, so, also, I want to apologize. I said his name wrong. Travion, 3 syllables.
I didn't even catch that.
Oh, that's good. I totally said Trayvon. But, I mean, that's right now. I mean, this is Dynasty, though. You don't have any hope for him figuring it out in a year or two?
It's not that I don't have hope for him figuring it out. It's I can't, for the life of me, figure out why it's happening in the first place.
So you don't have any reason to believe it'll just be fixed?
Yeah, it's like I can't point to something. Where it's like, okay, so going back to Genty, it's like, hey, they can put like 9 guys in the box and just stop Genty, and that is an effective game plan against the Raiders. Like, that's pretty much what the Colts did, is they just loaded the box and said, we dare you to beat us through the air, and they couldn't. Couldn't at all. And so that's something I can point at and be like, okay, if Bowers comes back, or if they draft a receiver really high, or get a better quarterback, or whatever, like that'll fix itself. I can't point to one thing why this is happening with him.
Pass pro, right? That's what they say.
That was his strength coming out. The two things that I heard are the problem are pass pro and learning the playbook, and those were not problems at Ohio State. College and pro is different.
I think it's the complicated New Orleans Patriots offense.
New Orleans Patriots.
New Orleans Patriots. Damn it! I'm so out of it today. I've just ever since I lost the farm, Anyway, the New England Patriots.
Let's speed run the rest of this so Matt can get to bed.
It is 6:00 for those of you which probably should be my bedtime at this point.
But looking through the rest of them, I like RJ Harvey, but that's as long as Dobbins is there, that's kind of feels like the Robin to a Batman. I think I've had a couple of rookies on my team flash a little bit. We talked about Woody Marks. Kyle Monangai is getting more and more involved every week.
You need to chill on Kyle Monangai.
To be clear,
it's not going to be a thing.
It's a meme.
It's a meme that you continue to bring up in very
That's
serious
the funny
ways.
part of the meme.
No. John, you keep doing this where it's a meme. You say it like it's serious, but it's not. Okay. Never mind.
I don't think Kyle Monangai is going to replace DeAndre Swift.
You just said okay, maybe
he's getting more every week, and he had his best fantasy performance in week 7.
I just don't think Kyle Monangai is even worth mentioning.
I think that
go ahead.
I think that he is on an offense that has traditionally liked using 2 running backs, and he's the second running back.
Is Roschon Johnson just gone? Is he hurt?
He's there. He got a couple carries.
But Monangai's eclipsed him.
It's pretty clear that he's above him in the depth chart.
That makes sense. I was just curious if you knew.
No, he's still there.
Okay.
But yeah, no, Kyle Monangai is not worth mentioning in this.
Okay, but I don't know. You say it's a joke, but you keep bringing it up like it's real. You know what? I'm gonna walk back. Kyle Monangai, how many carries did he have last week?
I think 10.
He had 13 carries.
Oh,
maybe he is worth talking about. Man, let's see.
He had a touchdown.
He did have a touchdown. All right, you know what, John? I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's big of you.
I'd be excited about him too.
But yeah, other guys, worth talking about, I suppose. It's actually more interesting at this point to talk about the guys who aren't worth talking about. Travion Henderson, Caleb Johnson.
Caleb Johnson?
Just said Caleb Johnson.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking Caleb Williams. I was like, not a rookie, John, idiot. Oh, I know. I'm just not listening. The New Orleans Caleb Johnsons.
Yes. Oh, man. We've had a lot of guys at the top of this draft bust. I think Colston Loveland's another guy in that category where it's just like, why is he so bad? I wasn't a big Colston Loveland guy going into the draft, but it was also like, why is he as bad as he is?
Yeah. Hey, I do want to shout out someone real quick. Some sneaky rookie.
Hit me with
that
it.
I think could potentially. I think there's kind of a void after 8. I think this guy's got number 9 potential by end of year.
Okay.
Jalen Noel.
Okay.
All right, rough start.
Sure.
Houston looks horrible. Nico got hurt.
Nico might be out for a couple weeks.
He got hurt, and Houston was obviously struggling. Jalen Noel looked like a dog.
Okay.
I don't know if you watched the game. It was on late, but Jalen Noel looked legit. He had 7 targets, which not a ton, but
that's good target share.
Going into that game, he had 7 targets on the season. So he had 7 Monday night, 4 catches, 77 yards. But just eye test and looked, okay, this is the guy they drafted.
Sure.
He was supposed to be good. I don't know why it took him so long to show anything, but I think sometimes it takes guys a while to figure it out, and that might have been a turning point for him. So Jalen Noel, I think, has potential. I think I might take him. He's 20th on this list. I think that might be that might not be updated, but I think there's a lot of potential. Huh?
Wasn't he a second round pick?
Second round pick.
He's
yeah.
20th on this list?
Yeah.
That values draft capital?
Well, I mean, everyone ahead of him has been better than him, and we're also drafted high.
Sure.
So I think this is delayed. I think if in a week they totally factor in that new performance.
Sure.
I think he probably rises up 3 or 4 spots. I would think.
Well, I think we might be saying the same thing at this point. I think there's a clear 10-ish that you'd group, and then after that, it's kind of a smorgasbord.
It's just they might do something, they might do nothing.
Well, but once you get to the point where you can justify like 7 different guys that pick 11, it's like,
yeah,
we're gonna have to revisit.
Yeah.
So let's circle back at this after this season. Take another look. We'll do another rookie redraft with a little bit more data. And we'll compare. I've got this written down. We'll circle back and see if this holds up or if we have any sneaky guys jumping in.
Maybe Kyle Monungai will be top 10.
Laughing about how high Travis Hunter was off of 1 week. But, all right, let's jump to our picks for this week.
Yeah.
Mac, I don't know if you know this, but you got a game back on me.
I did really? I assumed I'd lost all 5 on you based on how last week went.
Our only difference was I said I would not beat Matt. And then
that was our only difference?
That was our only difference.
Oh, shoot. I was thinking I got Tyler wrong. I was thinking I did get me wrong, but we both did.
Yes, but I now have a 1-game lead, and the oil painting is up for grabs again.
Yeah,
it's within reach.
It's moved one
tick
closer to your
one house closer.
All right, so I'll go through the matchups this week. I don't know if the lineups have been set, but according to the current lines, I play Evan this week. I am projected to win by 7 points, 142 to 135. The Zitz and Tyler, the treble, come play this week. Tyler is projected to win by 47 points, 139 to 92. Creed Thoughts and Euthanize Sprinkles play this week. Matt's projected to win by 2 points, 123 to 121. We got John, highest projection this week across the league. Playing Will, close matchup, 146 for John, 141 for Will. And then last one is the Shroot Farms, fresh off their second win this season again. Oh goodness!
Against who?
Against Ethan. I'm not going to give Ethan. Well, okay.
No. Who'd Adrian get a second win against?
Me. Oh man. All right. So Ethan's projected right now currently for 80 points.
That can't be right.
He has ETN, Genty, JSN, Stafford, all on bye. So
there's no way.
It looks like he's going to have to put in. This is what I was talking about. He looks like he's going to have to start at running back Will Shipley. And
Ethan, if you're listening to this, go pick up a running back right now.
Yeah, right now his running backs will be Will Shipley and bye player. Yeah, he is rostering, I think, 7 tight ends. So, might want to go pick up a running back for one of those tight ends. He's got Bucky on IR as well, who's confirmed to be out this week. Anyway, so that's probably going to end up being more like maybe 95 for him once he gets somebody in there. But still a bad week.
You think a waiver wire guy is going to give him 15?
Well, he's got JSN on bye too, so he can put in...
Oh, he still has bye players.
Yeah, he can put in Mark Andrews in there to get 10. So then I'm expecting him to get 5 out of his other 2 running backs.
That's optimistic.
Well, I don't know. There's guys on the waiver wire that are projected for 3 or 4, I think. But yeah, and Adrian also has his tight end on bye, so he'll probably put in Noah Fant to get an extra 7. So Adrian will be favored this week, I think, no matter what. So
hard to imagine, barring a trade, he isn't.
Yeah, but ETN, Genty, JSN, that's rough. So Ethan's doing okay. It's just this week it's gonna look like, but there's no one there. Like there's just the depth is becoming an issue. So anyway, so that's that. So let's go through. I think I bounced back this week. I think I bounced back this week against Evan. Yeah.
Doesn't Evan have a bad bye week?
Evan's got the Lions on bye.
You fortunate soul.
Yeah. Bijan, you want to guess Bijan's projection this week?
It's gotta be like 22, right?
25.4. The reason being, it's peak Bijan playing against the Miami Dolphins.
That's so good.
Have had Judkins score 3 touchdowns against them. Had Vidal go off against them. Oh boy, yeah. So
JT
perfect
was
storm.
Cooking
so I do have to overcome Bijan against the Dolphins. So we'll see. But I'll get me against Evan. Tyler over Dallas for sure, but who knows? I'm gonna go Caleb over Matt this week.
Okay.
Matt's kind of scrambling, and
Well, the Rams are on bye too.
the Rams are on bye.
You want to talk about Ethan and all of his tight ends?
Caleb
Matt Knowles Rams.
Caleb was complaining about having to start Oronde Gadsden this week.
I just think
We should have talked about Gadsden during our rookie thing. He's
he's up there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
For the last 2 weeks. He's been awesome. So
Now, I will say, and I told Caleb about this at the time, don't trust tight end performances against the Colts to be repeatable.
that's true. But I mean, the previous week though, he had 7 catches for 68 yards.
That's pretty good.
That's 2 good weeks.
Pretty good.
Yeah, but not necessarily. Yeah, but yeah, I'll get Caleb over Matt this week. This is the matchup of the week. Will and you. Oh, you're rolling.
I have no buys. I don't know how.
You're rolling. Yeah, he's starting Pickens and Ferguson, but Lamb is back. It might come down to how those Cowboys go. How
It's
the
absolutely going to come down to how those
All right,
Cowboys go.
I'll pick you though. I think I like you. And then I will go Adrian over Ethan. I think Ethan's just got too many dead spaces on his roster this specific week.
It's crazy. Those are verbatim my 5 picks.
You don't have to change for the sake of changing.
Are you
John.
sure?
Yeah.
I don't want to do the thing where it's like
There's no
I'm
obvious
ahead.
zag.
So.
There's no obvious zag. It sounds like I think it's pretty clear we both probably would have just if we had blind we would have both had those. So,
Yeah, I think
I'll just catch you next week.
The only one that's close are myself and Will. I'm not going to pick against myself, and then you and Evan. And I agree with your logic. And he's got the Lions on bye. Like it's got to happen, right?
I had 102 points last week, so we'll see.
Sure, but Mac, you got anything else for the people?
No, I'm just gonna go to bed.
Yeah,
because I need it.
I think we both need a nap at this point. So, all right, loyal listener, thank you for tuning in, and as always, let the best man win.